It's A.N.D. with Authentic Nerds Don't Yield. I'm going to do a quick trailer reaction to the new Avengers Doomsday trailer. I haven't seen this yet, but I've kind of heard a lot about it already in the past, and I think this was leaked with Comic-Con and a bunch of different sources over the past couple of months, so we'll see if it's the same thing. Pretty sure it is, but there might be a couple things added, so let's see. Okay, ready? X-Men.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter before this day is done.
Is that Doom's
We'll be
voice?
faced with an unthinkable decision.
It looks pretty good. The accent's kind of odd, but at least it's not just Downey.
I've fought many warriors in my time. They were far stronger than all of us put together.
That's
And they died.
debatable, but
They died facing enemies and threats that scared me far less.
I'm liking the Thor heaviness. Cyclops and Gambit are the two fucking highlights for this so far.
Everything that they
I'm hyped.
sacrificed would be for nothing.
Loki.
Do not stand
Why is Loki in
together.
that outfit?
Put aside your petty squabbles.
Rebecca Romaine. She looks kind of weird.
You do nothing except this.
Kind of comic accurate.
You return. You will return as brothers and
I
sisters.
kind of like the jackets on the Fantastic Four. Yeah, those two are the fucking coolest. Gambit and Cyclops. I love the Gambits in this. Looks a little choppy CGI-wise.
We're going to need a miracle.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
Hey, pal. It's not possible.
It's easy to get you with the music. See it in Infinity Vision. Infinity Vision is so BS. It's such a dumb fucking... It's because they can't get IMAX. Okay, cool. That looked pretty good. Obviously, we've kind of seen that already, but there's a lot of things we haven't seen. I haven't seen the Gambit and Shang-Chi stuff yet, but I heard about it a lot, and I was looking forward to see that. That did look pretty sick, and the choreography looked pretty neat. Very different powers, but also kind of, they're both acrobatic, and they're both using, like, kind of projectiles, which is pretty sick to put them together. I don't know why Shang-Chi would be there, so maybe that's like an incursion kind of thing. But yeah, I think this looks not bad. I'm hyped for it. I'm going to see it no matter what, opening day. But I think the thing that's holding me back is a lot of the characters that are the Avengers, Like Thor, dope, love Thor. Everyone else, I don't really care a lot about. I wasn't a huge fan of the new Fantastic Four movie. I didn't like Wakanda Forever. I wish we had a Black Panther that was T'Challa. I know what Chadwick's unfortunate, but I think they still should have probably recast. I'll save the X-Men for last because that's obviously the coolest. The new Avengers or the Thunderbolts or whatever you want to call them. I enjoyed that movie, honestly, but it wasn't anything special. I think it was one of the better mediocre, like, kind of post-Endgame movies, but it didn't blow me away. I enjoyed more of the just banter and just the ground level stuff of it. I actually really like John Walker, and I liked Florence Pugh, but I like John Walker and Bucky the most, for sure. Red Guardian can get a little annoying, but I hope they die that down. The thing that I like about the Avengers movies after a movie that's not great is sometimes they make the characters better. Like the Russo bros do a good job at kind of taking what came before and either putting their own twists on things or just making it more palatable. Like they did a great job with Thor after Ragnarok. Ragnarok has good things, but I didn't love it, and I definitely didn't like Love and Thunder. But it's crazy to go from Ragnarok, where I know a lot of people love Ragnarok, but to go after Ragnarok to Infinity War and make Thor the coolest he's been, that takes a lot of, a lot of time to do the right moves, and it's just impressive basically. So I think they could do something with like Fantastic Four, because again, that movie was okay. Like some of the characterizations were all right. I'm over Pedro Pascal. He's in too many things. It's kind of like the Odyssey. A lot of these actors are overused in a lot of movies. The Who else was big in it? Yeah, Shang Chi. I haven't seen him forever, so we'll see how that ties in. So the Avengers. So we don't have Hulk. He's in Spider Man though, so interesting. Spider Man's not in this. Doctor Strange, where the fuck is he? I bet they're saving that for the very end of the movie and tying into Secret Wars, and he's going to be like Sheriff Strange and all that stuff. So he's probably tied to Doom in some way. And then, like, for who's alive still, like, we have Cap, but like, Cap kind of retired. He didn't die, but he's gone. But he's back, but he's not Cap. He's Steve Rogers. I don't love that. I love that he's back, but I wish he was. I get they don't want to take the shield away from Sam Wilson's Cap. I don't really like him as Cap, but I think what would be cool is to have, instead of being like worried that now we have two Caps, why not have three Caps? Why not make Bucky a Cap? Bring Steve back as Cap. The more Caps, the better, and have them all be a Cap of each fucking section of the team. I think that'd be fucking cool. And then everyone kind of wins, and then ultimately we know who's the real Cap, right? But I don't know. We'll see what they do. They can do that. They can do that. They can also keep these guys in, because there's going to be variants everywhere. Maybe not so much in this movie, but I think at some point in this movie, towards the end especially, we're going to get, like in Loki, all these other versions of these characters. But the best part of this, hands down, is the X-Men. We're clearly at a point where it's probably it, right? Like we thought that was, Multiverse of Madness and Logan and like Deadpool, and it's like they keep kind of bringing them back. They're gonna be doing this till they're 90, right? But like, I wish seeing Patrick Stewart did something to me. Like it doesn't, because it's been done so many times. Ian McKellen, great seeing him. It's just kind of sad because they're so old. As much as I love them and they're so nostalgic, it doesn't do too much for me. But then you get Gambit. Like Gambit was only in one thing, and we know the story of him as like Channing Tatum trying to get the role, didn't get the role, worked really hard for it, and then he kind of almost got it, and he didn't. And then Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds are the guys basically that got that to happen, especially Ryan Reynolds. So that's great. But him being with the X-Men is like, that doesn't make sense technically, because he was never on the roster before. But this is a different X-Men, obviously. So that's interesting. I like that more than them bringing the X-Men from those movies to this world, because that would kind of like in Deadpool and Wolverine. They don't take Wolverine from the Logan movie because they've already messed up that timeline enough with Days of Future Past and all that stuff. So they take it from a different world. So who's to say they're not doing that with a lot of stuff? Like Fantastic Four, they're from a different world. So it's going to be interesting how they do all these plot lines. And then obviously Cyclops, that's fucking sick. We got him in the suit, the OG fucking Uncanny X-Men suit. That's so sick. Well deserved. James Marsden, it was great Cyclops. Yeah, he's gonna be dope. Him and Gambit, hands down, my two most hype parts of this. Thor too, but like, yeah, like they cut his hair again, but it's like it's just going back to the safe route, which I respect. And then before I get to Doom, who's the other X-Men? Oh, Mystique. Like, it's interesting that they did Rebecca Romijn again. I think that's cool because we had Jennifer Lawrence for so long, but yeah, we'll see. That I think that's cool. I don't love the look. Like the face makeup looks kind of weird, and her hair. I don't know. Like it's comic accurate, but it's half-assed comic accurate. So it's like, I don't know. People are going to be like, "It's from the comics." It's like not like this. It's kind of like, I don't know. Whatever. I don't care that much, but it could have been done a little better. Plus, she's so gorgeous. They could make it a little hotter too, and then that would be more comic accurate. Um, is it just Doom that's left? Oh, so yeah, Doom. So the one thing with Doom that I noticed, so the theory was because Kang's not in it anymore. He might be, but because of that controversy, they're switching it over, right? It was going to be Kang Dynasty. Now it's Doomsday. So I think the theory was in Secret Wars, Doom, when he becomes God Emperor Doom, he kills Thanos, and that kind of sets the bar. He grabs his throat, rips his spine out, and that's kind of like, oh fuck, Thanos was a huge big bad, a huge issue, and now he just made him, like nothing. He dummied him. I wonder if they're not going to do that, and the way that they had Thor like try and go for the head, and he just stopped him with like two fingers. That's their way of doing that, because when Thor did that to Thanos, he couldn't stop it obviously, and he could have killed him, but he just missed his head. I wonder if that's their way of showing like the power level difference and like the vulnerability. Maybe not, but I think it's there at least. But yeah, I don't know. I thought that quick when that happened. So okay, so Doom's a huge villain. Initially, I didn't love that Downey was cast as him, but I thought he'd be wearing an Iron Man mask and like it would be Robert Downey Jr.'s face. He'd never be wearing the mask, and ultimately it would be Iron Man with like the gimmick of Doom. It's weird they're not doing that. I don't know. Like we're gonna have to see. I think Secret Wars. There's no way they don't involve Iron Man. But like it's just such a weird choice to have such an expensive actor who's so prominently another character, the character in your MCU, and cast him as this giant villain. Like, I hope they know what they're doing, because if done right and unexpectedly, like where we're not looking, which I don't think anyone really knows for sure what they're gonna do, it could be really fucking cool. But I'm so skeptical with all the mistakes they've made and the almost desperateness. It is desperate to cast Downey as Doom. Like I would have loved Henry Cavill, or like even like Cillian Murphy, or like someone who's just got some, screen presence that's not been in anything. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. The visuals though for Doom was pretty cool. Like he looked how he should in the comics. A little more like detailed oriented suit, like the metal and some of the green. But I think it looked pretty good. The voice was interesting. I think that's probably a Downey choice. I kind of heard something. I don't know if it was him at San Diego or another Comic Con, but he did an accent, and someone was like, "Oh, it's from The Shining," but I don't know if it's the same one. So I don't know, but yeah, it is an interesting thing. Latveria is going to be an interesting, location that they add, and I think that like that better be in a huge part of this movie. Like this is basically the first time we've seen him. He was in Fantastic Four for a glimpse, but we need a lot of this background and everything just to give us some information before we just jump into it all. So yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. This movie is interesting because it's almost like Secret Wars is the big movie. This is the setup. Not even like Infinity War and Endgame. Because Infinity War is Infinity War. Endgame is more this movie. Endgame is making sense of everything and fixing shit. This is setting up the craziness. So it's a almost different kind of scenario. It's not like a part one, part two. This is setting up everything. Where Infinity War, we had like 10 movies set up in Infinity War. This is almost like, aside from some of the standalone movies we've had recently, like Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, this is kind of the one setting everything up. And then Secret Wars is going to be like variants, Thor Corp, Doctor Strange, Sheriff, fucking bring in Spider-Man, Miles Morales, all this stuff, all this crazy shit. So it's cool, but this movie is going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. So overall, I'm pretty hyped. I think this looks pretty solid. But I think the next trailer is going to be the one where you're going to really see kind of the story, Yeah. Let me know what you guys thought, and I'll try and keep doing these for these big trailers. Okay. Have a good day.